Hey everyone, this is Mr. Bryce, and we are going to be trying to prepare you for the Algebra 1 Common Core Regents. We're only going to go over the slam dunk problems. These are the multiple choice. And we're starting with January 2018. There are a handful of questions, usually 1 through 8, 1 through 12, that are the slam dunks. And then somewhere around 22, 23, or 24, there's another one or two slam dunk questions. Slam dunks are questions you can get right usually by just using your calculator. So number two, the function g of x is defined as g of x equals negative 2x squared plus 3x. This means wherever you see an x in the equation, you put negative 3. Remember, when you see an x, you put it in parentheses. Everything else goes outside parentheses, especially that square. You type that into the calculator exactly the way it looks. When you hit equals, I get negative 18 plus negative 9. So that's negative 27. Now, there's another way to do this question. You go to y equals. And then sorry, I'm just checking something out. And then you type in negative 2x squared plus 3x. You look at the table and you go to negative 3. And you should have negative 20, negative 27 on the table. Okay? Any questions, make sure you ask me. Question number two, which expression results in a rational number? Rational number, you have to remember, is a fraction. Vocabulary. It can also be a whole number, so this can be like 5/8. It can be a whole number, like 7. I just put down 12. It can be a mixed number, 2 and 5/8, or it can be a decimal that repeats, 3.5858, and so on. It can be a decimal that stops, 7.9. So we type each of these into our calculator, and that one equals 6.41742,305. Now, the calculator ran out of room, so it doesn't stop, it doesn't repeat. This one is 35.355. Uh-oh, looks like it might be repeating. 33 looks like it might be repeating, but no, 906 does not repeat. This one equals, hang on a second, this is 6 divided by 15, which is a fraction. I typed in this other one wrong into the calculator. The last one I typed in wrong, 11.18033,989. Doesn't stop, doesn't repeat. The only one that either stops or repeats is answer number 3. Question number 5, what's the solution to the equation 3/5 x plus 4/3 equals 1.04? Again, I told you we're just using our tools because that's a decimal and all of these problems, solutions are decimals. We have to type in to not the y equals part, but just the regular part of the question, 3/5 x. And then for the x, we put in 3.0. Now notice that there's a bar over the 6, so we put a couple 6's there, plus 4/3, and we hit equals. So I did the first one and it equaled 2.639. When I typed in the second one, it was 1.04. Now make sure you type in the other ones also into your calculator, replacing 0.4 with wherever the x was. Problem number 6, the area of a rectangle is represented by 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. Which expression can also be used to represent the area of the same rectangle? Okay, now we have an expression in the question, and every single one of our answers are expressions also, not numbers. So in y1, I put 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. In y2, I put choice 1, 3x plus 2, parenthesis, x minus 4. Okay, so I put them into y equals, and now I'm going to hit second graph for the table, and we can take a look at the table, and if you notice y1 and y2 have it -2, it's 24, -1, it's 5, 0, it's 8, -8, sorry, 1, it's -15, so they match. Y1 is the question, Y2 is answer choice number 1. So answer choice number 1 is it. You can double confirm by going to Y equals and saying, choice Y2 is the answer 3x plus 2 and x minus 4. And we see that they match up. So to summarize, you put them all into Y equals, you check the table on your calculator to see which table column, matches the original question. And that will be our answer choice. Let's take a look at question number 7. By the way, this happens all the time. Number 6, you're going to see on every single test. Which relation does not, so we're going to check that, represent a function. So a function, you're only going to see the x once in a table. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this choice is a function. When we type this into y equals and graph it, it looks like that. And it passes the horizontal line test. When we look at the table, the x's do not repeat. Here, we take a look and it passes the vertical line test. So that is a function. However, 1x has 2 y's. So for write that in a table, it would be 1, 4, 1, 5, because 1 is dancing with number 4 and 1 is dancing with number 5 at the same time. That is not a function. So the answer is choice 4. Which one is not a function? The graph of y equals 1/2 x squared minus x minus 4 is shown in the table below. The points -2, 0, right there. 0, -4, right there. And 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, right there, lie on this graph. So I'm going to label that as 4, 0. I'm going to label this as that's 0, -4, and this one is -2, 0. Now there's some things we know about this, but let's see what the question says. Which points can determine the zeros of this equation? Well, the zeros are on the x-axis. So it is these 2 points right there, -2, 0, and 4, 0, which happen to be, let's see, A and B. Wait a minute. C. A and C. Well, we know it's just not one of them, and we know it's not all three. So there we go. Make sure you come back for the next video. If you have any questions, get a hold of me. I'll talk to you later.